let's start by asking, what is wine? Wine is grape juice. Any one of the thousands and thousands of bottles of wine in the world all started out the same way, as juice inside a grape hanging on a vine. Wine is a drink that is quite different from any other. More than most, wine is sociable, and what makes it one of the best and most enjoyable subjects to discuss and learn about is that it is a drink that is nearly always associated with relaxation, meal times, and conversation. Wine is a drink that people want to enjoy, and all the information you can give people about the wines you serve them will help to increase that enjoyment. Although wine is basically grape juice, it has been transformed by fermentation. We will learn about fermentation later, but you can think of it like Clark Kent going into a phone booth as a dowdy journalist and coming out the fantastic Superman. It's just like how grape juice goes into a wine cellar as a sweet, simple drink and comes out the other end as a complex, interesting, long-lived drink. What makes this super grape juice all the more interesting and difficult to learn about is that there are so many different types, not just from the different grapes there are, but because of where the grapes are grown, how they are grown, and how the winemaker chooses to make the wine will all have a dramatic effect on the wine's flavor. Two winemakers who take grapes grown in the same place will end up making quite different wines. We will learn about much of this later in the course. It may sound very confusing and even scary. Such a big subject with so many different things to learn about. But don't worry. Just relax and remember that at the end of the day, it's just grape juice. Next, let's learn a bit about why people drink wine. Wine has been drunk for thousands of years, and we will learn a little about wine's history in the next lesson. But for now, let's look at what people today look for in wine. Wine is drunk for a number of reasons. Drinks with alcohol in them have always been consumed socially. They ease the cogs in conversation and lubricate a social situation, promoting bonhomie among those sharing a bottle. For wine, this is even more true, as it is a drink that shares a special bond with food. Wine and food are special partners, and there are certain pairings, such as oysters and champagne, that have been enjoyed for hundreds of years, with each new generation discovering the pleasures of the salty oyster being washed down with a fresh and bubbly champagne. The enjoyment of food and wine is one of civilization's greatest culinary triumphs. After each mouthful of food, if the correct wine has been chosen, the following sip not only enhances the flavor of the dish, but washes and cleanses the palate, preparing it for the next bite. People also enjoy wine in the same way they enjoy literature or film. They have certain tastes or preferences and get excited when they find a new wine, just like you might get excited when you see a new film that you like. And just like friends discussing a new series, film or book, wine lovers will talk about wine for hours, arguing about the wine's merits and flaws until the early hours of the morning.